Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some pre-1961 bats. We got the St. Louis Cardinals traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Phillies on April 29th, rather, in a first game of a three-game series. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals. We got leading off
with the Cardinals, Giants, and second baseman with the Cardinals. As a sleek second baseman with the Cardinals, Gilbert Red Shandings forged a 19-year career.
Base is Red Shandings. Batting second, playing center field is Enos Slaughter. Batting third, playing shortstop Roger Hornsby. Batting fourth, playing left field Stan Musial. Batting fifth, playing right field Joe Medrick. Batting sixth, playing first base is Johnny Mize. Batting seventh is the third baseman Whitey Horowski. Batting eighth doing the catching is Jimmy Wilson. Batting ninth on the mound doing the pitching is Mort Cooper. And for the hometown Philadelphia Phillies, we got leading off playing center field Billy Hamilton. Batting second and playing left field Ed Delaney. Batting third playing right field Chuck Klein. Batting fourth playing first base Don Hurst. Batting fifth doing the catching Spud Davis. Batting sixth playing third base Pinky Whitney. And batting seventh and playing second base Frisco Thomas. Batting eighth playing shortstop Heine Sand. And on the mound batting ninth doing the pitching is Earl Moore. Excuse me, let's get down to the field and get this game going. Excuse me. And Red to lead it off here for the Cardinals, batting .256. No homers and 3 RBIs. Earl Moore, this will be his second appearance. He's 0-0 with a 6 ERA. And here's the pitch to Red. And that's going to be a hit out into the outfield. Let's see where this is going to land at, folks. Red squares it up. And that's going to be driven into the gap in right field off the wall. Red's got himself a stand-up double. Start the top of the first. Runner down in scoring position for Slaughter. And Enos is batting .219 on the year. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. And he squares this one up, and all of a sudden Moore's in a heap of trouble already. And that's going to be a base hit in the left center. That'll roll to the wall. Red will score easily. And that's a double in the left. Just like that, the Cardinals are up 1-0. Runner still down at second and nobody out. Back-to-back doubles brings up Rogers Hornsby, batting .270, no homers and 5 RBIs. And that ball is high. That ball is far. And that ball is a no-doubter-bouter, folks. That ball is out of here. As Roger turns on that one, hits it out for a 2-run shot. It's quickly 3-0 before those Phillies fans can even get in their seats. Brings up Stan Musial now. Nobody on and nobody out. Stan's batting .171. He's got no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a 17. That's going to be a fly ball out the left. Delaney's got it. And that's finally the first out here in the top of the first. And Joe Medrick's up now. Joe's batting .156. 1 homer and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. Joe's aboard here with a 1-out single. Cardinals aren't done yet, it looks like. And that brings up the big cat, Johnny Mize. Mize is hitting .233. 3 homers and 8 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first, 43 and a 3. And that is going to be fielding column 2. And that's going to be a single in the right field. Johnny Mize pulls that one down the line there and gets it through. Now you got 1 out in first and second. And the Cardinals threaten to add some more runs to this 3-0 lead.
Kurowski.
And Kurowski's up now, and Whitey is batting .300 on the year. He's got 3 homers and 5 RBIs. And Kurowski hits that ball in the center field. Billy Hamilton's got a beat on it. He makes the catch for out number 2. Let's see. Now you got Jimmy Wilson up. And Jimmy's batting .167. No homers and 2 RBIs. And that'll be a ground ball down the short. And he'll throw over to second for the out. But the Cardinals score 3. And we go to the bottom of the first. 3 Cardinals 3. The Phillies coming up to bat with Hamilton, Delaney, and Klein. Billy's batting .206 with 1 homer and 1 RBI. He has walked 11 times, stole 10 bases, going up against Mort Cooper. This is Cooper's second appearance. He's 0-1 with a 9 ERA. Here's the pitch to Billy, and that's going to be hit out in front of the plate. And a 36 on an 8 should be fielding column 1. And it is, and that's going to be a ground ball. Wilson's quick out of the gate, throws down, gets Hamilton. Brings up Ed Delaney now. Delaney's batting .405 on the year. 2 homers and 10 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty, 18. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Hornsby. He makes a nice play. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the first. Chuck Klein comes to the plate. And Klein's batting .351. 2 homers and 10 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. How far is Klein going to drive this ball into the Philadelphia sky? And that ball's hitting the right field off the scoreboard. That'll be a double. So Klein standing down at second. And 2 down. And that'll bring up Don Hurst. Hurst batting .278 with 2 homers and 7 RBI. And that's going to be a base on balls. Hurst trots down to first. And the tying run comes to the plate, and Spud Davis. 2 down here in the second. In the first, rather. Spud is batting .282. 2 homers and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be against the 19. That's going to be a single in the left field. And let's see here. Move this calculator in here. There we go. It's going to be a single in the left field. It'll be a 57 minus a 27. And a 9. And he's going to score with no throw. Let's see if the runner, 38, 27, 24, 24 to get the third. He's going to stop at second. So that's going to be an RBI single by Spud. And we got first and second steal. And it's a 3-1 ball game. And Pinky is up. And Whitney is batting .200 on the year. with no homers and 2 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Hornsby's got it. He'll go to short, wait a second. But the Phillies tack on a run here as Philip Reynolds joins us. Makes it a 3-1 ball game. We go to the top of the second. We got Cooper, followed by Sherendez and Slaughter. And Cooper is 0 for 1 on the year as Ken Castro joins us. And Coop, here's the pitch. And that's going to be a pop up down the short. And Sands got it for out number 1. 1 up and 1 down here in the second. And we go back to the top of the order in red. He started this game off with a double and came around the score. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Moore strikes him out. It's 2 outs now. And here comes Enos Slaughter, Old Country. He doubled and drove in a run his first time up and came around the score. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Ed's got it. 1, 2, 3. Goes the Cardinals. To the bottom of the second we go. And it's still 3-1 Cardinals. We got Thomas, Sand, and Moore due up here. And Thomas is batting .324 on the year. 1 homer and 5 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the red. He tosses it over to Johnny for out number 1. And Honey Sands up now. And Sands batting $125. No homers and no RBI. And that's going to be another ground ball. Nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Yep, he strikes out, Sand. That's the first strikeout of the game for Cooper. Now there's 2 down and Moore's up the plate. And Moore's 0 for 2 on the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Moore out. That ends the inning. Phillies go down 1, 2, 3. To the top of the third we go. Hornsby, Musial, and Medrick due up. And Rogers had that 2-run homer his first time up. Here's the pitch to Hornsby. And he squares this one up again. And Hornsby's having one of those games, folks. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. 2 for 2 with 2 homers. And you see the Cardinals' upcoming schedule with a doubleheader against these Phillies on the 30th. They stay home and play 2 against Milwaukee. And then the Reds come to town. Stands up. Stands 0 for 1. He flew out the left his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the sand for out number 1. And Joe Medrick grabs a bat and comes up to the plate. He singled his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Delaney and left. 2 quick outs after the homer. Now Johnny Mize is up. And Johnny's 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Moore strikes him out. But Hornsby hits his second homer of the game. Makes it a 4-1 lead. We go to the bottom of the third, but the top of the order is coming up. Hamilton, Delaney, and Klein. And Billy is 0 for 1, grounded out to the catcher's first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. And Billy's down at first. And Billy's going to be taken off here, I believe. It'll be a 4-24. 24. That'll be a 46 or lower. And he's in there with a stolen base. He gets in the scoring. So Delaney now up with Hamilton down at second. And Delaney's 0 for 1. He grounded out the shortest first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the red. And on a 9, that should still be fielding column 1. And it is. With the runner down at second. And the runner will get down to third. Ground ball down to second. Now you got Hamilton down at third with 1 out for Chuck Klein. And Chuck's doubled his first time up, came around to score the only run for the Phillies. And that's going to be well hit. Klein trying to tie this game. Score 2 here. And that's going to be a double in the left center. In the right, rather, in the right field. Double in the right. That scores 1. And Klein's down at second now, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate. And Don Hurst. And Hurst walked his first time up. Phillies trying to come back here and make a ball game of it. And here's the pitch to Hurst. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Hornsby should make a nice play here. And a 32 is going to be barely column number 2. On the 28. And he's going to look the runner back to second. Fire over to first. And now there's 2 outs. And Spud Davis is up. Spud drive in a run and make this a 1-run ball game. He has an RBI single his first time up. And that's going to be a 19 on an 8. And that's going to be another ground ball down the Hornsby. He fires over to first. And that'll do it. But the Phillies score 1, make it a 2-run game. To the top of the 4th we go. 4-2 Cardinals.
Kurowski.
And who we got? Kurowski, Wilson, and Cooper, the bottom part of the order due up here. And Whitey is 0 for 1, flew out to center. And that ball is going to be hit down to second. And that's going to be an error on Thompson. An E4. We don't want that, do we? So that'll be an E4. So Kowalski's on at first for Wilson and nobody out. First error of the ball game. And Wilson's 0 for 1. He grounded into a force play first time up. And that's going to be a 19 and a 10. And that's going to be a single in the center field. And let's see here. Center field. That's going to be a 53 minus a 31 plus a 6. A 28. 28. 54 or lower. He's going to be safe at third. 54 or lower. And he's barely safe. And Pinky's down there jumping up and down. Swears he put the tag on him in time. But the ump says no. So that's a single in the right. And the runner gets down the third with nobody out. That's going to force the Phillies to bring the infield in first and third. Like I say, Pinky swears he was out. And that brings up Cooper. He popped up the shortest first time up. Infield in. And that's going to be a wild pitch. Yep, that's going to be a wild pitch. And that's going to score the run. And the runner's going to get down the second. Moore throws it away. The game's getting away from the Phillies here. Cooper's up now. He's going to try to bunt him over to third. Here's the pitch, the 1-0 pitch to Cooper. And he's going to get the job done, folks. That's going to be hit back to the mound. Moore's got it. He's going to toss it over to first with Thompson covering. So now you got a runner down at third and one out for Red. And again, the Phillies are going to have to bring the infield in. As you can see, the Cardinals are 3-6. They've scored 36 runs on 10 homers, no stolen bases, and haven't been caught. The Phillies are 4-5, scored 46 runs, 13 homers, stole 14 bases, and been caught 4 times. And Red's 1 for 2. He's doubled and struck out and came around the score on that double. And that's well hit with the infield in. And that's going to be hit out the right field. That's going to hit off the wall. And that's another double by Red. And just like that, it is 6-2. And that might be it for more. Got the lefties coming up here. So Moore's coming out of the game. Let's see who's going to come out of the bullpen. And Kurt Simmons, the only lefty in the pen's coming out. As Moore can't get through this 4th inning, it's 6-2. And where's old Kurt at? Try to get some innings out of Kurt here. And this is Kurt's 5th appearance. He has 1 save on the year with no ERA. He got Red down at second and 1 out. Enos Slaughter's 1 for 2. He's doubled, driven in a run, and flew out the left. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And 36 on a 7. And that'll be fielding column 2. And he's going to go to first with it. The runner's going to advance down the third. So now there's 2 outs for Hornsby and a runner 90 feet away. Make this a 7-2 ball game. Hornsby's 2 for 2 with 2 homers, 3 RBIs on the day. Can he hit number 3 here today? And that ball is driven into right field. Sorry, in the left field. That ball is back. That ball is going. 3 home run game by Hornsby. And he just made this an 8-2 ball game. Rogers, 3 for 3 with 5 RBIs. All 3 of them homers. Unbelievable. A 3-homer game, and it is now 8-2. Stan the man's up now. He has flown out the left and grounded out the short. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. And Simmons sure isn't getting the job done here. 2 down now for Joe Medrick with a runner down at first. And 2 outs. Joe singled and flew out the left. His first 2 times up. And here's the pitch to Joe. And that's going to be a base on balls. And it just keeps getting better and better here for the Cardinals. 1st and 2nd now. Phillies need to get out of this mess. The big cat Johnny Mize is up. He has singled and struck out. And that's going to be a 65 with the pitcher. That's going to be a rare play with runners on 1st and 2nd. On a 37. And we'll have to re-roll some dice here. 1st and 2nd. And a 37. And re-roll some dice. 26 on the 37. That's going to be a balk unless he's a BK 0. So that's going to be a balk. And the Phillies can't do nothing right here, folks. So now we got second and third on the balk. 2 outs. And Johnny Mize at the plate. And here's the pitch to Johnny. And that's going to be a fly ball out the Klein. That's finally going to end the inning. But Roger Hornsby's 2-run homer, and they score 4 here in the 4th and make it an 8-2 ball game. Johnny Mize comes to the plate. Sorry, Whitney comes to the plate. Mize just made the last out. We'll get it right. Sure. And Whitney followed by Thompson and Sand. And Pinky is 0 for 1. He grounded into a fielder's choice. Not this time. Pinky's trying to get on base here for the Phils. And that ball is high. How far is this one going to travel, folks? Off the wall out there in right field. That bounces back into play. And that's going to be a stand-up double. Pinky just missed it. Couldn't quite hit it over that big wall out there. Make sure I looked at that right. 19. No, wait a second here. What was that? That was an 18. That is a homer. Well, let's go back and change that. I looked at that wrong. He has the G, but not on a 19. On a 20, the G's there, not on a 19. Redo that. Redo that. That's going to be a home run over the wall. Over the wall. So that makes it an 8-3 ball game. And up to the plate now is Thompson. And Thompson's 0 for 1. He grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second again. That's the first out of the 4th. And Sand's up now. And Sand is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. And with a 1 out, they're going to let Simmons bat here. They got a double hitter coming up tomorrow. They don't want to burn all these pitchers. And Sand's going to try to sacrifice. Simmons is going to try to sacrifice Sand down the second. And a 12 on a sacrifice. Let's see here. A 14 on a 3 should be filling column 1. And it is. And that's going to be a double play. That ball is popped up the first. And they're going to double them off here, folks. I'll pop up. And Johnny Mize throws down the red and doubles them up. And that ends the inning, folks. 1-run score, and we go to the top of the 5th. It's an 8-3 game. Nothing going right here for the Phils, Ken. Anything that can go wrong is going wrong. And you got Whitey Dew up here, followed by Wilson and Cooper. And Whitey's 0 for 2. Yeah, it's a getting ugly, ain't it? And Whitey is flown out and reached on an error. And that's going to be a rare play, 39 and a 66. And that's going to be hit out the left field. And Delaney's out there. And that's going to be a nice catch out there by Ed. Finally, something goes right. He takes a base hit away from Kaluski. And Wilson steps up to the plate now with nobody on. And Jimmy's 1 for 2. Grounded into a forced play and singled and came around to score. And that's going to be a 17. That's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Ed makes another nice play. A little easier this time. 2 down now. And up to the plate's Cooper. And Cooper is 0 for 1. He's had a sacrifice bunt and ground popped up to short. And that's going to be a ground ball down the sand. And that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3 goes the Cardinals. The bottom of the fifth we go. Top of the order due up here for the Phils. See if they can get some runs back here. You got Hamilton up. He's 0 for 1. He's walked and stolen a base, grounded out to the catcher. And that's going to be a base on balls. Billy's down at first and down by 5. He's not going to try chancing it. Delaney's up here now. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out to short and the second. And that's going to be against an 18 on an 11. And that's going to be a base hit. Yep, a base hit in the right field. And let's see here, with Hamilton's speed, he should get down to third, I would think. And that'll be a 40. With nobody out, though, he might not chance it. 28. He's going to chance it. 28. 54 or lower. He's safe at third. And he's in there at third. So that's going to be a single. And now you got first and third and nobody out. Hamilton makes it there easily. And now you got Chuck Klein up. One swing and a bat here. And Chuck can make this a ball game, Ken. That's for sure. Klein is 2 for 2 today. He has 2 doubles and an RBI. Can he do it again? And no. That's going to be hit back to the mound. A 21 and a 1. 21 and a 1 is fielding column 2. And that's going to be out at first. Runner will get the second. They look the runner back to third, though, on the ground ball back to the mound. So now you got second and third. Don Hurst is up, 1 down. Can Don Hurst do some damage here with the runners on second and third? Hurst is 0 for 1. He's walked and grounded out. Like I say, the Phillies need to capitalize here in this 5th inning. Here's the pitch to Hurst. And that's going to be a down the first. And that's going to be a pop-up in a fair territory. And that's going to be out number 2. So Cooper's out there. Could get out of this mess with nobody scoring. That ain't good. Runner down at third and nobody out. Spud Davis is up. He single, drove in a run, and grounded out. They need a 2-out hit for Davis. And that's going to be a 19. And they're going to get out of this mess. That's popped up down the short. Hornsby makes the catch. And the Phillies leave 2 men on. And it's still an 8-3 ball game. Had their chances there. As Mr. Beatles joins us here tonight. And we're back to the top of the order for the Cardinals. And as you can see, the Cardinals are batting .220 on the year, .311 on base percentage, a .400 slugging, and a .711 OPS. The Phillies are batting .250, a .321 on base percentage. They're slugging .419 with a .740 OPS. And Red is 2 for 3, 2 doubles and an RBI. He struck out his other time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. That'll be out number 1. 1 up and 1 down here in the 6th. Brings up Enos Slaughter. And he's doubled, driven in a run. Flew out the left and grounded out the second. And that's going to be a base on ball. Slaughter will walk on down the first with 1 out. And here comes the man. Rogers Hornsby has hit 3 homers in this game, folks. 5 RBIs. Can he hit number 4 here today? And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And that's going to be a nice play by Sand. And he's going to fire over to first. And they finally get Rogers out. And that'll bring up Stan the man now with 2 outs and a runner down at second. Stands 1 for 3. Flew out the left, grounded out and singled in the fourth. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Billy Hamilton. That'll end the inning. So the Cardinals strand 1 to the 6th we go. We got Whitney, Thomas, and Sandu up here. And Pinky, he is 1 for 2 with a homer today. And he is grounded into a force play his other time up. That's going to be a ground ball down the red. And that's out number 1. See if old Frisco Thompson can get something going here with 1 out. He's grounded out the second to his counterpart Red twice. And he's going to pop this one up down the short. And Hornsby makes the catch in the dirt for out number 2. So can Sand keep this inning alive here? Phillies need to start getting some runs across, trailing by 5. And Sand is 1 for 2, struck out and singled his last time up in the 4th. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And Cooper strikes him out. To the 7th inning we go. You got Medrick due up here. They're going to try to get Kurt through this 7th. He's supposed to lead off the bottom of the 7th. You got Medrick, Mize, and Kowalski due up here. And Joe's 1 for 2. He's singled, flown out the left, and walked. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Kurt strikes him out for out number 1. And Johnny Mize is up now. And Mize is 1 for 3. He has singled, struck out, and flew out the right. And that's going to be a comebacker. Kurt's got it. Fires over to Hurst. 2 quick outs here. And Whitey's up now. And Whitey is 0 for 3. He has flown out the center and left and reached on an error. Came around the score. And that's going to be a base on balls. So now there's a runner on at first and 2 outs for Mr. Wilson. And Jimmy is 1 for 3. He's grounded into a force play, flown out the left, singled and came around the score. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Billy Hamilton. That's going to end the top of the 7th. We go to the 7th inning stretch. It's 8-3 Cardinals. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Simmons. Then back to the top of the order in Hamilton and Delaney. See who's going to come off the bench here. And they're going to bring Richie Ashburn off the bench, try to get some base runners here. And Richie is 0 for 5 on the year. Here's the pitch to Ashburn. And that's going to be a ground ball down the red. That'll be 1 down. And that'll bring up the top of the order and Billy Hamilton. Hamilton's having a decent game here, folks. He is 0 for 1, but he has walked twice, stolen a base, came around the score. He's grounded out to the pitcher his other time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And Slaughter's got it for out number 2. And Ed Delaney comes to the plate now. And Delaney's 1 for 3, grounded out the second, short, and singled in the 5th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. A 41 and a 2. That should be fielding column 2. And it is. And that's going to be a single in the center. So Delaney keeps this inning alive here. Let's see if they can capitalize on this 2-out hit. Here comes Chuck Klein. Like I say, one swing of the bat and Chuck could get him back in this game. Klein is 2 for 3. He has 2 doubles and an RBI. He grounded out to the pitchers last time up, though. And that ball is high. How far is this one going to travel, folks? And kiss it goodbye, folks. That ball's over that big wall out there in right field. Chuck Klein has made this a 3-run ball game with 2 outs here in the 7th. It's 8-5. Phillies fighting back. The fighting Phils. Here comes Don Hurst. He's walked, grounded out, and popped up. Can Hurst keep this 2-out rally going? And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Stan the man waits for it, makes the catch. But Chuck Klein hits a home run. We go to the top of the 8th. It's 8-5. And I think that's going to be it for Cooper. Going to pitch hit for him here. And let's see who's going to come off the bench here. First, let's get a pitcher in here. Get a pitcher in here for the Phillies. Chalmers, I think, is going to come out and pitch. The righty. Because they don't have any more lefties in the bullpen. Nope. So Chalmers will come out and pitch. So George comes out of the bullpen. I want Meadows. I want Chalmers. And let's see here. Who's going to come off the bench? It's Chalmers. This is his 3rd appearance. No record with a 1.8 ERA. Let's see here. Got 2 lefties on the bench. And Burkett's going to come off the bench. Try to get on base here. And get some of them runs back they just gave up. And there's Jesse. And Jesse's batting .500 on the year. No homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Hamilton. That'll be out number 1. Back to the top of the order in Red. Let's see if Red can get something going. He's 2 for 4, 2 doubles and an RBI. He is struck out and grounded out. And that's going to be a base on balls. George walks him. Now you got Enos Slaughter at the plate with 1 out and 1 on. And Slaughter's 1 for 3 with an RBI double. He's flown out, grounded out, and walked. And that's going to be a ground ball down to short. And 43 and an 8. Probably fielding column number 1 here. And yes, it is. They'll get the lead runner. Red's out at second. And now there's 2 down with Slaughter down at first. And here comes the man with a 3-run homer game. Hornsby is 5 RBIs. He did ground out the short his last time up. And that's going to be another ground ball to Sand. He's up with it, fires over to second, and that ends the inning. Cardinals grand 1. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch for the Cardinals. Got the righties due up here. And Lindy McDaniel is going to come out and try to hold this game to a 3-run lead here. See if Lindy can get the job done. And McDaniel, this is his 4th appearance. No record with a 3.18 ERA. He'll have Davis, Whitney, and Thompson due up here. And here's the pitch to Spud. Spud's 1 for 3 with an RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Red's got it. He'll throw over to the Mize for out number 1. And here comes Pinky up now. And Pinky has a homer and an RBI. He is grounded out twice. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Stan's got it. And that's 2 quick outs here in the 9th. Nice to get some runs here so you don't need to score 3 in the 9th. And Thompson's 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice to second. Popped up to short. And that's going to be a nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Lindy strikes him out. That ends the inning. To the top of the 9th we go. You got Musial, Medrick, and Mize, the M&M boys. The 3 M's. Stan the man's 1 for 4. He's flown out, grounded out. Here's the pitch to Stan. That's going to be a ground ball down to Thompson. 1 down here in the 9th. Here comes the second M boy, Medrick. And Joe's 1 for 3. He's walked and singled and struck out and flown out. That's going to be a fly ball out the left. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 9th. And here's Johnny. He's 1 for 4. He singled, struck out, flown out, and grounded out. And that ball is high. That ball is far. Johnny Mize has just crushed this one, folks. In the left field, no doubt about her. That increases the speed to 9-5. Not what the Phillies needed there. Johnny got hold of that one. And Whitey comes to the plate 0 for 3. He has walked and reached on an error. He's flown out the center and left. And that's going to be a base on balls. George is rattled by that homer, it looks like. Mr. Wilson comes to the plate now with 2 down. Runner on at first in a 9-5 game. Dolly Parton's favorite song. Here's the pitch to Wilson, who's 1 for 4, a single, 2 flyouts and a ground out. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nope, that's a swing and a miss. George strikes him out. That ends the inning, but he gives up the homer to Johnny Mize. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. It's a 4-run game. You got Sand, a pitch hitter for George, and back to the top of the order. Heine is 1 for 3, singled and struck out twice. And that's going to be a 21. That's a fly ball out the right field. Joe's got it for out number 1. See who's going to come off the bench here and pitch hit against Lindy. Let's see here. And Fred's going to come off the bench, the lefty. See if he can get aboard here. Need to get the bases loaded to bring the tying run up. And Fred is 0 for 3 on the year. Can he get aboard here, folks? And that is going to be a base hit in the right field. Joe can't get to it. He takes it on the hop. And we got a runner on here with 1 out. Fighting Phil's trying to come back. Up to the top of the order we go. And Billy Hamilton's over 2 with 2 walks. He's flown out and grounded out. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0 count. Can Billy do some damage here with it? And against the righty, a 20 and a 9. The runner down at first. And that's going to be an infield hit. Hamilton hits that ball down the third. They fire over to first, but not in time to get the speedy Hamilton. And the Phillies are trying to make some noise. They need one more base runner. Bring the tying run up to the plate. Delaney's up now. He's batting .415 on the year. This is not who you want up if you're a Cardinal fan. He's 2 for 4 today. Grounded out twice and then singled in the 5th and in the 7th. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first, a 34 and a 3. 34 and a 3. That'll be fielding column 2. And that's going to be the old, let's make sure, F runner on first, safe at second. So that's going to be a or a pull right or a straightaway. That's going to be a single in the right. So that's going to be a single. Delaney gets a single here. And let's see, is Fred, that's what it says, right? Yep, a pull right or an SA is a single in the right field. So let's see here if Fred's going to make it home here with a 1 out. That'll be a 42 minus a 31 plus a 9, a 20. And the Phil's here trying to make some noise as Ed delivers with a single. I don't think they're going to take a chance here. That's a 20. His run means nothing, so that's going to load the bases up. So Ed delivers here. We got the bases juiced. And Lindy's in a heap of trouble, What an exciting finish this can be. Chuck Klein, he has already homered in this game. Can he blast one here, folks, and tie this game up? Klein is 3 for 4, 2 doubles, a homer, and 3 RBIs. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be against a 20 and a 7 with the bases juiced. And that's going to be a single in the center field. That's not the homer they was looking for, but it's going to keep this game alive. And Lindy's in a heap of shit. So a 66. No, it'll be a 56. Hamilton's going to score with no problem. A 49 minus a 33 plus a 17, a 33. And Delaney's going to make it down to third. So it's going to be first and third and 1 out here. So that's a single into center field. Single in the center field here. And that's going to score 2. And the runner on first is going to get down to third. And we got us a ball game, folks, with 1 out. First and third. And Hurst is up. So the go-ahead run is at the plate here, folks. The winning run is at the plate. And that might be it for Lindy. They might bring in the lefty. See if they got a lefty in the bullpen. And they do. Wild Bill or Slim Sally. Let's see who hasn't pitched. They might bring in the lefty here to pitch to Hurst, as Lindy can't get the job done. Let's see here. Wild Bill's pitched there. And where's Sally? They both pitched a day ago. So it's just a matter of the matchup. So they're going to bring in Slim. Slim's going to come in here, try to hold this game first and third. McDaniel can't get the job done. Can't hold on to this lead. So you got Don Hurst up now. Let's see if they want to go to the bench here with Hurst. You let me know, Ken, if you want to go to the bench here. They got anybody that can even play first base? That's the question. They might not be able to make the move. Let's see. Even if they want to. That's right. Fred did come in and pitch hit, so Fred could stay in the game and play first. Forgot about him coming in to pitch hit. Enos could come in and pitch hit. Let her swing away. That's all right. Ken says, let her swing away. He's 0 for 3. He has walked. He has grounded out, popped up, and flew out the left. The game on the line here as Slim comes in. He's pitched, and this will be his 4th appearance. He's 0-1 with a 1.5 ERA. And that's going to be a 19. And that's going to be a single. And Ken's right. That's a single in the left field. And that's going to score Ed. And with 1 out, let's see here. Yeah, it's going to be a single in the pool right now. That's going to be a single in the right field. He's on pool right. That's going to score Ed. And Chuck might even get down the third. See here. He doesn't have great speed. Let's see here. That'll be a 57. He's probably going to get the third with no throw. Joe's got a good arm down there, but I don't think it's good enough. A 57's what I said, minus a 31, plus a 9. Yeah, he going to make it down the third with no throw. And all of a sudden now, folks, it's a 1-run ball game. 1-run ball game. And our tying runs down at third. And the Fighting Phils are coming back here. And it's up to Spud Davis as Slim's on the mound here. 1st and 3rd in a 9-8 ball game. Did not see this coming. Did not see this coming. What a hell of a game all of a sudden. Spud's 1 for 4. He had an RBI single back in the 1st. He's grounded out the short, popped up the short, and grounded out the 2nd. And of course, the Cardinals got to bring the infield in. Here's the pitch to Spud. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 15. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. And a 52 on a 2. That'll be fielding column 2, I'm sure. Nope, that's barely column number 3. Out the left field. And a 53. Are they going to send Klein? You got to send Klein. Got to try to tie this game up here. So what did I say it was? A 53. A 53 minus a 27 plus a 9. So a 30, a 65. 65. Or lower. He's safe at home. 66 is the only thing, so he's safe at home. That is a sacrifice fly by Spud Davis. It ties this game up. And it is now 9-9. Pinky's up with a runner down at first. And finally, there's 2 outs. But a 4-run 9th inning has tied this game up, folks. And Pinky, he's already homered once in this game. Is it asking too much for him to do it again? He has homered in the fourth. He's grounded out twice and flew out the left. And that's going to be against the lefty 17. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Hornsby's up with it. He's going to fire over to first. That'll end the inning. But the Phils score 4 and tie this ball game up, folks. Let's see here. What are we going to do here? He got the pitch hitter for Slim, then a switch hitter, and a lefty due up. So Red doesn't hit lefties well. They don't have a lefty in the bullpen, so it really don't matter. And I guess you got to go with Jim. You got to bring Jim in the game. Now the question is, do you do a double switch? Do you do a double switch here? Take Pinckney out of the game. That way you don't have to pitch hit for Jim. You can bring Jones in. I think that's what you got to do. Jones is going to come in. He's going to bat in the 9 spot. Pinky will come out of the game. And Jim will come in and bat in the 6th spot. That's what we're going to do, a little double switching. What a game is right. So Jim will come in, bat in the 9 spot. I mean the 6th spot. And we'll go to the bench. And Jones come in. He'll bat in the 9 spot and play 3rd. And now let's see who's going to pitch it here for the Cardinals. Against the righty. I think they're used all their lefties. No Bonham still on the bench. So it's going to be old Jim Bonham is going to come off the bench here. With this ball game tied up, when we go into extras, read all about it, folks. So Bonham will come in the top of the 9th here. You see the Phillies' upcoming schedule. They got this doubleheader coming up against the Cardinals. And they stay at home to play the Reds for 2 games, and then the Braves come to town. So Bonham comes in. He's batting .417 on the year, 1 homer and 3 RBIs. Jim comes in the game. He's his 5th appearance. He's 0-1 with 2 saves and a 6.43 ERA. Can he hold this to a tie ball game and give the Phillies a fighting chance in the 10th? Here's the pitch to Jim, the Jim and Jim show. And it's going to be a ground ball down to Thompson. That'll be out number 1. 1 up and 1 down here in the 10th. To the top of the order we go. And Red, he is 2 for 4 with 2 doubles, an RBI, and scored twice. He is struck out in the 2nd. He is grounded out the 3rd and the 6th. And that's going to be another ground ball down to Thompson. 2 ground balls the 2nd, 2 quick outs. And it's up to Enos Slaughter to do something here in the 10th. Slaughter is 1 for 4 with an RBI double. He has flown out, grounded out twice, and walked in the 6th. And he gets a hold of this one. Slaughter trying to blast one out here in the Philly air. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. That's a 2-out double by Slaughter. Go ahead, run down at 2nd for Roger Hornsby. And do you walk Hornsby? That is the question. That is the question. He is 3 for 5 with 3 homers in this game. And I say you walk him. That's what we're going to do. We're going to walk Rogers Hornsby. Somebody else is going to beat you. We're going to make Stan the man. I know that's going against the righty thing, but Stan is 1 for 5. Hornsby is not going to beat me. Not going to beat me. Do you agree, Ken, walking Hornsby? See if Ken agrees. If not, we go back and take it off. But I say you walk Hornsby. I ain't letting him beat you. What a game he's having. See if Ken Castro agrees with us. And Ken agrees. Walk Hornsby. Make Stan the man do it. Stan's 1 for 5. Singled in the 4th. He has flown out the left, center, and he's grounded out the second and short. Here's the pitch to Stan the man. And it's going to pay off. That's a ground ball down the 3rd. And he'll go to short way over to second. That ends the inning. And the Cardinals ran 2. We go to the bottom of the 10th. It's a 9-9 game. You got Thompson, Sand, and Jones due up here. Let's see who's going to come out of the bullpen. You got 3 righties due up here. And I think it's going to be Larry Jackson. This is going to kill your bullpen for this doubleheader, this extra inning game. You're going to need some pitchers to do well in this doubleheader. So Larry Jackson's coming out of the pen. And this is Larry's 4th appearance. He's 1-0 with no ERA. Like I say, he'll be facing Thomas, Sand, and Jones, bottom part of the order. Thomas is 0 for 4, grounded out the second twice, popped up the short, and struck out his last time up. And that's going to be another ground ball, this one down the short. Rogers is up with it. He fires over the Mize. Now it's out number 1. Here comes Honey Sand up now. And Sand's 1 for 4. He has struck out twice and flew out the right, single back in the 4th. Here's the pitch to Sand. And that's going to be a ground ball down the red. That's 2 outs here. And up to the plate now steps Willie Jones. And Willie's first plate appearance since coming in on the double switch. He's 1 for 1 on the year. Can Willie do something here with 2 outs? And no, that's going to be a fly ball out to Stan the man. 1, 2, 3, go to the Phillies. To the top of the 11th we go. You got Medrick, Mize, and Whitey due up here. And Joe's 1 for 4. He is singled. He's flown out twice, struck out, and walked. When we drop a dice. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Thomas. That'll be out number 1. Here comes the big cat, Johnny Mize. He homered in the 9th, what I thought was a clinching run. He is 2 for 5 with a homer and a single. He has struck out and grounded out. The other time's up. And that's going to be another ground ball down the second. 2 ground balls to Thompson, 2 outs. And here comes Whitey up now. With 2 outs and nobody on. He's 0 for 3. He has walked twice, reached on an air and came around the score. And he's flown out the center and left. And that's going to be a rare play, a 39 and a 64. And that's going to be hit down the first. And Don Hurst is down there. 45 and a 3. That'll barely be column number 2. That's going to be a single through first in the right field. So now Whitey's on. Wilson's at the plate to go ahead, runs down at first. F23, will he try to steal? That's the question. That'll be a 2019 Wilson at the plate. Does Whitey want to take a chance here? That is the question. Do we want to take a chance? So that would be a 4. That'll be a 19. I think you got to try to get him in scoring position here. A 41 or lower, he steals second. They're going to try to steal second here. Get Whitey in the scoring position. A 41 or lower with 2 outs. And they throw him out. Not even close. Whitey's thrown out trying to steal second. We go to the bottom of the 11th. And it's still knotted up at 9 apiece. We got the top of the order due up here for the Phils. Hamilton, Delaney, and Klein. Billy is 1 for 3, 2 walks. He scored twice. And he has stolen a base. He has grounded out the catcher in the first, walked in the third and the fifth, flew out to center in the 7th and had a single and came around the score in the 9th. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. That'll be out number 1. 1 down here in the 11th. Here's Ed Delaney up now. And Ed's 3 for 5. He has 3 singles in this game. He has grounded out to short and second his other 2 times up. And that's going to be against the 12. And that's going to be an infield hit. Nope. It's going to be a nice play down there by Whitey. He just robbed him of a hit against the 12. Yep. Nice play by Whitey. And robs Ed of a hit. Can Chuck Klein with 1 swing and a bat end this game, folks. Klein is 2 for 5. He's doubled and homered. He's driven in 5 of the 9 runs. Can he make it 6 out of 10? And that's going to be a 12. That's going to be a single in the left field. Chuck Klein gets aboard here with 2 outs. Klein down at first. Don Hurst up to the plate. And can Don do something with Klein down at first? And Don is 1 for 4. He has an RBI single his last time up. Here's the pitch to Hurst. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. They strand Klein down at first. We go to the 12th. It's still 9-9. They'd like to see Jim get through this 12th inning. He's due to bat second. He's got Wilson, a pitch hitter for Jackson, and then back to Red. And Jimmy is 1 for 5. He has 1 single. He has flown out, and he has grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Billy in center for out number 1. And we have a pitch hitter here for Jackson. He's going to come off the bench now. That is the question. And I think they're going to bring out Ken Boyer. Let's see here. Let's see what they could do here. Make a double switch if they had to. That's what they're looking at. Let's see here. If you bring Boyer out, he stays in the game, and if Red makes the final out, going to need a second baseman. You can move Roger over to second. Can anybody play short? Can anybody play short? That's the question. Martin. That's what they might do. Martin's going to come out, pitch hit. They're going to pitch hit with Martin with 1 out. So they can do a double switch if Red makes the out. So Marty's going to come off the bench. He can stay in the game if Red makes the final out, play short, and move Rogers over to second. Marty is first plate appearance of the year. And in 1947, he batted .272, 4 homers, and 74 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. That'll be out number 2. And now it's up to Red to keep this game going for the Cardinals here in the top of the 12th. Red's 2 for 5 with 2 doubles. Here's the pitch to Red. And that's going to be a pop-up down the second. Thomas makes the catch for out number 3. And like I say, Red's going to come out of the game. And let's see who's going to come in to pitch. We'll do the double switch here. You got a bunch of righties due up. Davis, a pitch hitter for Jim, and then Thompson. Let's see here. And Pop and Jesse Hines, I believe, is going to have to come out here and pitch. And we're going to put him in the leadoff spot. Jesse's going to come out and pitch in the leadoff spot. And like I say, and Marty's going to stay in the game and play short. And Roger Hornsby will switch over to second. And that's what we're going to do. You got to love not having a DH, folks. Makes you think, makes you think. So you got Jesse in the game. He is pitching in his 4th game. No record with a 9 ERA. He'll have Davis do up a pitch hitter and then Thomas. See if the Phillies can do something here in the bottom of the 12th. Spud Davis is 1 for 4 with a 2 RBIs. He had a single in a first, drove in 1, and a sacrifice fly in the 9th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Joe in right field for out number 1. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here. Pitch hit for Jim against the righty. And it's going to be Cy Williams is going to come off the bench here. Can Cy do something here with nobody on and 1 out? Cy is batting .500 on the year. He's got 1 homer and 2 RBIs. 1 swing of the bat and Cy could win this game. And nope. That's going to be a comebacker to Jesse. He's going to fire over to first. And that'll be out number 2. So it's up to Billy to Thompson here. Can Thompson keep his inning alive? He's 0 for 5, folks. He's grounded out 3 times, popped up the short and struck out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Slaughter. That'll end the inning. And we go to the top of the 13th. You got the lefties coming up, but there is no lefty in the bullpen. And Mayer is going to have to come on to pitch. And he's going to be batting in the 6th spot. So we are going through the bullpen, and we got a double header coming up tomorrow. They are going through this bullpen. He's going to have to face Slaughter, Hornsby, and Musial here in the top of the 13th. Mayer, his 5th appearance, he's 1-1 with a 3.18 ERA. Slaughter 2 for 5 today, 2 doubles and an RBI. And that's going to be a 15. That's going to be a fly ball out the Klein in right field for out number 1. Here comes Hornsby up. He has 3 homers in this game, folks. And he's been intentionally walked. 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. Hornsby is aboard here with a 1-out single. Line gets to it and cuts it off. Go ahead run down at first. Let's see here. 20 with 1 out. They're going to let Stan hit with the. He's not going to steal yet. Not with the lefty up. Let Stan try to hit that ball through the hole. Musial is 1 for 6 today. Here's the pitch to Stan. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on Stan the man. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And Thompson a 23 and a 7. 23 and a 7. That's going to be fielding column 1. They'll get the lead runner, Hornsby, on a 4-6 put out. So Stan will be down at first now with 2 down. And Joe Medrick's up. Medrick's 1 for 5. Here's the pitch to Joe, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Thompson. He fires over to Hurst. And the Cardinals strand 1 to the bottom of the 13th we go. Sand, Jones, and Hamilton due up here against Jesse. And Sand's 1 for 5. Can Sand get aboard here? And nope, that's going to be a ground ball down to Hornsby. Playing second now for out number 1. And here comes Willie Jones. And Jones is 0 for 1 after coming in the game. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Hornsby again. 2 ground balls to Hornsby, 2 outs. It's going to be up to sliding Billy Hamilton to get aboard here in the 13th. Hamilton's 1 for 4 today. And that's going to be a base on balls. And Billy gets down the first. And you know what Billy's going to be doing? Ain't no doubt about it. He's going to be trying to steal second here and get in scoring position. So that'll be a 24. So a 46 or lower, Hamilton's safe. And he's in there with a stolen base. Gets to go ahead run, the winning run down the second for Ed Delaney here. And let's see here. You definitely ain't walking Delaney to pitch the Klein. So it's going to be up to Ed Delaney here. Like I say, not the way Klein's hitting the ball today. It's going to be the Ed Delaney show. He's not bad today. He's 3 for 6. He has 3 singles in this game. Can he make it number 4? And you know, with Hamilton's speed, he should score on a single. And that's going to be a base on balls. They do walk him. An unintentional walk here. Delaney down at first now. His run means nothing, though. But here comes Chuck Klein having a monster game. 5 for 6, 2 doubles, a homer, and 5 RBIs. Can Chuck do it again, folks? Drive in 6 out of the 10 runs. And that's going to be against the 15-9. And that is going to be a base hit, but it's going to be runners on first and second. Get the right board here. First and second, a 9 on a 15. And yep, that is going to be a base hit. And that's going to score the run. Billy Hamilton scores On the RBI single in the left field, Chuck Klein delivers, folks. 6 RBIs in this game. Outdoes Roger Hornsby by 1 RBI, and the Phillies come back and win this game in the 13th, 10-9. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Jeez, you Pete's, I thought Hornsby had this game wrapped up. This was a great game, wasn't it? Damn. I was going to play another game, but I don't think I am now. This freaking game is crazy. Almost played, what, a game and a half? Let's check the scorecard out here. Go to the box score. What a game. What a game. Gotta love the bats. Let's check this out. Damn. What a game to start this 3-game series. Let's check out the star here. Cardinals hit 3 runs, 3 home runs. Cardinals hit. Klein drives in 6 runs. And the Phillies get 6. What's that? Klein gets 6 hits. A walk-off win. You name it. A crazy game. Crazy game. Take a look here at the box score. The Phillies 10 runs on 15 hits and 1 error through 13. The Cardinals 9 runs, 14 hits and no errors. Like I say, Rogers Hornsby 4 for 6. Drives in 5 runs on a losing cause. Gotta be disappointed. He drove in 5 out of the 4 runs for the Cardinals and they lose. Cardinals were 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Hornsby with 3 homers, Johnny Mize with a homer, and they left 11 men on base. And the Phillies, look at that, 6 for 7. Chuck Klein with 6 RBIs. Crazy. Billy Hamilton scored 3 times, 1 for 3, walked 3 times. That's what he does. He just gets on base, folks. This set is unreal, ain't it? Unreal is right. The only him and Delaney with that walk. They had 9 out of the, how many hits? 15? Yeah, 9 out of the 15 hits was Delaney and Klein. Nobody else on the club had more than 1 hit. 6 for 11 with runners in scoring position, left 7 men on base. Cooper goes 7 innings, no decision, 8 hits, 5 runs, walked 3, struck out 3, gave up 2 homers. Lindy comes in and screws the pooch in the 9th, an inning and a third, 4 hits, 4 runs, and struck out 1. Slim Saley comes in, pitches 2/3, shuts him down, 1 hit. Jackson comes in, 2 innings, 1 hit, and struck out 1. And Jesse Haynes comes in, picks up his first loss, goes an inning and 2/3, 1 hit, 1 run, and the walks. Bit him in the ass there in the 13th. Walked 2 batters, and then Chuck Klein with the RBI single. And Moore, he gets lit up, goes 3 1/3, 8 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, walked nobody, struck out 2, gave up 2 homers. Simmons comes in, 3 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run, not earned, walked 3, struck out 1, and gave up a homer. Chalmers comes in, 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, walked 2, struck out 1, and gave up a homer. Castleton comes in, pitches 3 innings, 2 hits, walked 1, and Mayer comes in, picks up his second win, 1 inning, 1 hit. What a game. What a stinking game that was. Let's take a look here at the standings and the leaderboard in the National League. And the Pirates and Giants are tied for first. The Reds and the the Braves are a half a game back. The Phillies are now 1 game back. Dodgers 2.5, and the Cardinals on a 4-game losing streak are now 3 games back. And Chuck Klein, with that performance, looks at that, jumps over his teammate and takes the batting lead with a .432 average. Willie Mays with 7 homers leading the league. Hank Aaron. Woo, I'm tired. Hank Aaron with 17 RBIs. Oh my. And Amos leading in a 1.69 ERA. And now you got Noodles and Kidd with 3 wins. And you got 3 pitchers with 2 saves. Hank Aaron still leading in the MVP voting. And Noodles Hahn leading in the Best Pitcher Award. What a game, folks. 13-inning blast. I want to thank Ken Castro, Beatles Eternally. Check out his great channel. Philip Reynolds, check out his great channel. I believe that was everybody, folks. And the next game on the calendar is going to be game 1 of a doubleheader between these Cardinals and Phillies. They went through some pitching. They're going to need some starters to do a decent job in these games coming up. And we got a monster of a pitching duel coming up in game number 1. We got Dizzy Dean going up against Groveler Alexander in game number 1, folks. And they're going to need these boys to pitch some innings, that's for sure. Until next time, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders. Hit that like button and leave a comment. Y'all have a great day and take care.